welcome back to my channel. Today's practice is all about opening our hips. So I know that I'm not alone in saying that I have really tight hips, and so I wanted to share some of the benefits of our little class today. So there's a whole world of reasons why hip opening is just amazing, but I'm going to share my top 3 favorites. So the first one is that when we are in our everyday life, it's actually quite a place in our body that we hold a lot of tension, and when we feel stressed or when we're alarmed or we don't feel comfortable or we feel threatened, our brain actually sends signals straight to our hips that we're in danger, and so it gets tense and it ends up holding quite a lot of our emotions and quite a lot of tension there. So the second one is our hips are our creative place. So if you think about the organs that are around our hips, it's obviously the organs that create life. So a lot of the times when you might be feeling stuck creatively, it could be actually because your hips are quite tight, and releasing tension in them and hip opening exercises can actually help to get your creative juices flowing again. And then lastly, third of all, opening our hips does wonders for supporting our lower back. So I suffer quite a bit from lower back pain, which is actually what brought me to yoga, as you guys know. And when our hips are tight, it puts more pressure on our lower back, and then following onto that, a lot of pressure onto our spine, and then following on from that, you end up just with misalignment in our bodies, and different muscles and different parts of our bodies are working more harder than they should be, because there's just so much tension being held in certain parts. So yeah guys, I'm really excited to share this hip opening practice with you. It's honestly one of my favorite things that have come out of yoga, and it's probably the biggest thing for me that I try to practice at least in an everyday routine that I have, is hip opening. So today's practice, I want you guys to grab your pillow and hop into something comfy, and I'll see you on the mat. Okay guys, today we're going to begin our class just sitting cross-legged on our mat, checking in with our breath and maybe rolling our shoulders up towards our ears and then down our back. Inhaling and exhaling. And then maybe opening up our hands to rest on our knees, just to receive whatever brings our practice today. Breathing in through our nose and out through our mouth. Inhaling and exhale. We're just going to switch our legs to cross on the opposite side. Inhale the arms up and folding forward. Reaching our fingertips forward. Activating our arms. So reaching the fingertips forward as far as you can go, seeing if you can increase this forward fold. Remembering to keep our breath through this. And then slowly creeping our fingertips over to the right side of the corner. And then over to the left side. Breathing through here. And bringing our fingers back to center. And on your next exhale, slowly coming to rise. Inhale, lift the arms up above head. Exhale, bringing them back down. And we're just going to move over here to tabletop position on hands and knees. And take a few hip circles. So just taking your hips to the back corners of your mat, back to the front, and then switching over to the other side. And meeting back to center, we're going to take our right foot out to the side of our mat. Inhale, lift our left arm over above head. Just letting our right hand sit and rest on our right leg. And bringing that leg back in and swapping over to the left side. Pointing those left toes, taking our right arm overhead in line with our ears, reaching those fingertips, and working with our breath here, seeing if on the exhale we can go a little deeper. And coming back to center at our tabletop position, bring our big toes together, push those heels back into child's pose, reaching our fingertips forward and bringing our forehead to the mat. Taking this time to check in with our breath. Inhaling through our nose and exhale through your mouth. And coming to slowly rise to tabletop, tucking our toes, spreading our fingers, and taking back and forth movements to stretch our feet before we lift up into downward dog. Pushing those heels towards the mat, lifting our hips towards the ceiling. Our gaze is to the back of our legs. And then just slowly coming with our breath here, bending our knees from one leg to the other. Inhale, lift that right leg, bend the knee and taking the foot over to the opposite side. Opening up that right side of our body, bringing it back down and lifting our opposite leg and bending the knee to open that hip. Feeling that stretch all through that left side of our body. And exhale, bring that foot back down. Bring the knees to the floor. And then slowly walking your hands forward and bringing your chest towards the floor and knee to rest on the ground. Forehead to rest on the ground. Feeling a release in the upper back here. And on your next exhale, coming to rise and meeting in downward dog. Walking your legs out, bending at the knees, looking forward and slowly walking to the front of your mat into a forward fold. Bending your knees generously here, hands coming towards the ground, on the ground or even at your shins. Let your head be heavy here and release the tension in your neck. Inhale, lift to halfway and exhale, fold. Taking our right foot back, lowering that knee. Inhale, lift the arms up towards the ceiling. Seeing with our exhale if we can sink a little bit deeper into this low lunge. Opening up those hips here and the groin area. Lifting those fingertips towards the sky. And exhale, bring the hands back to frame the foot and meet back in forward fold. Inhale, lift the arms halfway and back down to forward fold, bending at the knees and bring that opposite leg back. Lower the knee. Inhale, lift the arms up into crescent lunge. Reaching those fingertips up, rolling those shoulders down the back. Inhale, reaching those fingertips. And exhale, bring the hands back down to the mat. Bring that foot to meet the other at the front. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold back forward, bending at the knees. And then inhale, slowly coming to rise. Taking the arms out wide. above head and back through center. Inhale again, arms go out wide above head and back through center. Stepping our right foot to the back of our mat. The toes of our right foot are pointed slightly towards the right corner of your mat. Bending that left knee out into Warrior Two. Arms going out wide. Opening the hips here. Keeping your breath steady, inhaling and exhale. Reaching those fingertips out wide, opening the chest, and then taking our left arm overhead. Stepping back to the front of the mat. Inhale, lift the arms up above head, and exhale down through center. Inhale again, lifting the arms, exhale down through center. This time we're going to be taking our opposite foot, so the left foot will now go to the back of the mat, slowly moving the toes at slightly angled. That front leg is bent. Inhale, lift the arms out wide, bending into that front leg. Pushing into that back blade edge of our foot too, so we're evening out the weight here. Our back leg is working just as much as that front leg. Feeling this opening in our hips. Inhale, reaching those fingertips out wide, and exhale, rolling the shoulders down our back. Inhale, lift the arm and reaching back into reverse warrior and release back out. Stepping to the front of your mat. Inhale, lift the arms out wide and exhale through center, folding all the way forward, bending at the knees. Inhale to halfway lift and exhale, folding. Taking our right leg back, knee comes to the ground, and inhale, lift the arms up towards the ceiling. Inhaling and exhale. Bringing your hands down to the mat, slowly walking our front leg off our mat. So just off the edge of our mat, letting our hands be steady on the ground, just shoulder width apart, helping us to open our chest here. I'm working slowly here with our breath. This is quite an intense pose, I know. Just becoming aware of our breath and letting it help us to ease into this pose. Inhaling and slowly exhale through your mouth. Taking our left hand to our knee and pushing it slightly off to the side and opening our chest out to the side here. Breathing steady here and coming back into tabletop position, lowering to the floor. Inhale, lifting the chest off the ground, and exhale back down. Lifting up into tabletop and then bringing our opposite leg to meet in low lunge. Inhale, lift your arms up towards the ceiling, and on our exhale, seeing if we can go a little deeper into this lunge. Perhaps noticing how it's feeling different to our first lunge, and then bringing our hands down to the mat again, walking that front foot a little off the mat. Hands are shoulder width apart here. Feeling this intense release of tension here in our hips, maybe in our groin area, our thighs. And working with our breath here to slowly see if we can lower a little closer to the floor. Inhale and exhale. Breathing in and let it out. And taking our right hand to just help push that knee a little wider open, opening up our chest off to the side.
Nobody told me it's harder than I thought to tell the truth.
And coming back to center. Again, tabletop to lower all the way down to the floor. Hands beside our ribs here. Inhale, peel our chest off the ground. And exhale back down. Coming back into tabletop here, tucking the toes and lifting up into downward dog. Walking the feet here, heels going down towards the ground, lifting those hips towards the ceiling. And slowly walking our hands back to meet with our feet this time, bending the knees here generously in a forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway, and exhale back to a fold. Slowly coming to rise, arms go out wide above head, and exhale through center. Just walking our feet to the width of the mat here. Inhale, lift the arms up, slowly lowering into a squat. Just moving the weight from left foot to the right, maybe coming onto your toes. Just noticing how this feels for you. In your hips, in your feet. And either staying in that frog position with your hands in front of you or bringing them into center and having your elbows at your knees. This is such a great pose for releasing that back and lengthening that lower spine. Slowly coming to sit, cross-legged, or just bringing the soles of your feet together here. Knees are gone out to the side. Our elbows will sit, if it's comfortable for you, just resting on the inside of our knees there. And just bringing our hands to rest either on our feet or ankles or upper leg, wherever feels comfortable for you. And as we're breathing here, we're inhaling and seeing if we can fold forward. Maybe using those elbows to just help widen those knees a little further as we exhale and fold forward. Inhale back up, roll those shoulders. And slowly moving here to come to lie on our backs, bringing our knees into our chest and hugging them tightly, rocking from left to right, massaging that lower back. Noticing our breath here as we bring our feet to the ground, taking our right knee over our left knee and then slowly bringing it off to the left side. Taking your arms out wide. And then back to center and opposite knee over the other leg. And letting the knees go off to the other side. Letting your arms be out wide. Shoulders are moving towards being grounded on the floor. And just letting our breath come back to its natural rhythm as we come back to center. And this is where I want you guys to grab your pillows, bent knees, slowly just lift those hips up and just place the pillow underneath your sacrum and lower back and coming to lift your feet off the floor towards the ceiling. Keeping your legs together here. They don't have to be super straight, but definitely wanting to keep them together. And just bringing your legs to be above your hips, your chest, and your heart. And just noticing how your breath might begin to slow down here. This is an amazing calming pose. Having the legs be above the heart here. Inhaling and exhale. Such a good pose, guys, if you're on your feet for work all day, or if you're a runner, or just in general for any tension in your legs. Doing that for like 5 minutes a day will do wonders for you. So as you bring your legs down, I want you to shift the pillow out from underneath your hips and move them to move underneath your knees. And slowly just letting your feet flop off to the sides, hands going out wide. Noticing if you're holding any tension in your shoulders, letting that come to release. And just taking a few breaths here in Shavasana together. Maybe bringing your hand to sit on top of your belly. Feeling your belly rise as you inhale. And feeling it go down as you exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Just taking this time for yourself. Notice how you're feeling after your practice. Noticing if you had any thoughts come up throughout it, where your mind tends to wander. And just letting it be okay. I encourage you guys to either lay out here in Shavasana for a bit longer, or just rolling over to your right side and lifting yourself up to come sit with your eyes closed in a cross-legged position on your mat. Coming to inhale, lift those shoulders up towards your ears, and on the exhale, just letting them fall down your mat. Noticing how your body's feeling, how you might feel a little calmer, how you may feel a little lighter, a bit of weight coming off your shoulders, and even maybe feeling that your hips have opened up a little bit. Thank you so much, guys, for practicing with me today, and I'll see you next time.